Hello and welcome to the LGBTQ review, where we review queer content. This week we're looking at Growing Up Coy.
Coy was born male. We started noticing little things here and there about 18 months or so.
I'm like going to Girl Scouts Tuesday.
When Coy was little, everything was girly. She liked to wear dresses, she liked to dress up.
When she started asking us, when are we gonna get the doctors to cut her penis off? That was when it became a problem, and we reassured her that we would do everything we could so that she would be happy as an adult.
The parents of 6-year-old Coy Mathis had filed a civil rights complaint against their child's school. She had been allowed to use the girls' washroom until recently, when the school's principal told her parents she could no longer do so.
Growing Up Coy, it's a documentary that follows a 6-year-old girl and her family as they fight for the girl Coy, her right to use girls' toilets. So she goes to a school that refuses to let her use the toilets with the other girls. She has to use either specific gender-neutral toilets or the toilets that the teachers use. And then they go public with this information, go to all the media outlets, and then it's like how that unravels.
It's a 2016 documentary directed by Eric Juhola. So, as James said, it documents the landmark case in which the Colorado Civil Rights Division ruled in favour of the Mathis family, and then that meant that all transgender people can use all the bathrooms in, the bathrooms that fit their gender in schools and restaurants and everything else in the whole state.
Yeah, we do, it's weird because we don't have this system in the UK, where each it would be like a county, I guess. It would be the equivalent of a state. Yeah, I thought it was a really good documentary. It's a really good Channel 4 documentary or something
No,
like that.
it's not.
Do you not think?
No.
I don't
Channel
think
4 are the best documentaries, I think. Even when they've not made them, the ones they show are definitely, in my opinion, the best.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not talking about the quality of it. I just mean it wasn't it didn't feel very cinematic or anything.
It's crap in terms of the documentary. It's more like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
It's been praised for being timely and sensitive around a controversial topic, which is I think all it is.
It's clumsy at times, I think, definitely.
Yeah. I think it's lazy across the board. It's more like Keeping Up with the Kardashians than it is a documentary. Maybe that's just the style. I haven't seen any other documentaries like that though.
It's there isn't a presenter, but it feels very much like a Louis Theroux documentary or something, where he would go in at this pivotal point in someone's life and
No, but then there'd be conflict. There's no conflict. It's just a camera following a family around. I don't think it shouldn't be made because it's a really good thing that documents a really important landmark case. It's just, as a documentary, I don't think it's very good.
The weirdest choice I thought for that whole film was showing the bit at the beginning where she's clicking her neck.
I like that bit. But that's what I mean, because those are the only documentary bits they've got, and that beginning bit, the rest of it they just do voiceovers. You get as much information from this documentary as you would reading the Wikipedia page. The only good thing about it is that you get to see Coy, and if you were a bigot you'd be like, that little girl is a person.
Mm-hmm. It is effective and it does what it sets out to do, which is tell this important story, but yeah, it's not.
It could have been a lot shorter as well. I just feel like I've seen that mother get those kids into the car 40 times.
Mm-hmm. Documentaries are the most, they force you down a certain path more than any other film or genre of film. Do you not being led down that way?
No, I think good documentaries Three Strangers or I can't think of any. I guess Blackfish. To a certain extent, they will lead you a certain way and then they'll change what's happening, and that's far more interesting than just watching a reality show about a family that keep getting into a car. It's really nice to see such supportive parents in them and
the grandma,
other people around them as well. And I really liked it when they got to go to Comic-Con because she's a superhero. That was really good. I cried a little bit. They did a great thing.
Yeah,
they just seem great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's a brilliant story.
Yeah, the criticism is just from the filmmaking of it.
So it previewed at the 2016 Human Rights Watch Film Festival, and it won Best Documentary at the Raindance Film Festival and the Bend Film Festival. Yeah.
I wonder at what point they would have found out about this story, because it couldn't have been too before the fact. Like, they must have really rushed into getting over there and filming.
They pitched it at the 2014 Sheffield Docs Festival. So I wonder if they just pitched it in general and found a child, or if they knew about the child and then made it. Which also could explain why it's so weird.
I mean, yeah, like 2016, just before Trump came in, so like that debate's shifted wildly in a different direction. But it's very interesting because it is focused around like this like toilet bathroom debate, which seems to be like this weird like symbolic battleground for transgender rights. And I find that weird when it's a film discussing transgender rights, to frame it within that, to tell that story. I don't know if that's like necessarily the right narrative to tell, because it's like such a narrative that is like used by like the right to talk about transgender rights.
It seems so alien a concept just because we live here, and I don't think, like when I was little, like when I cut all my hair off, I definitely looked like a little boy. Nobody ever said anything about a little boy just being alone in the ladies' bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, even in this, they say like about the other kids, like.
Yeah, that was my favourite bit, I think.
Do they care? And like, no.
Not at all.
I mean, like, Coy doesn't seem to, like, the footage that was shown of her, like, she's just having, like, fun playing, and then she's really bored when she has to talk about anything that they want her to talk about, because it is boring to her. Like, she doesn't care. Like, she just wants to, you know, be a kid and play and use the bathroom.
I think that's the biggest takeaway from it, is that the kids that are using bathrooms don't care. It's just the adults that are fighting about this.
What's really interesting about the film is that the moral quandary is whether they should essentially give up her anonymity.
I don't even think that's done very well, because they're like debating whether they should do it when they've already done it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's wrong or right. I think it must be particularly difficult to parent on camera, and I don't really have any opinions about that because it's so far removed from my experience. But yeah, to be like, oh, I don't know, like, what if somebody Googles her in 10 years' time or something, she'll always be on the internet. Well, yeah, but you've already done that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard with documentaries because you don't know exactly what they have to cut into this like narrative that we show. They kind of set up like, essentially like opening this Pandora's box of like, what's going to happen when you put your family into like this massive media outlet. And they do show like how much it like wears away at the family, and they do kind of have like hindsight interviews of like, oh, was this the right thing to do and stuff, which I think is what the filmmakers were trying to do, trying to build up as much as possible, so they get to them like announcing it in the media as soon as they can. Essentially, I would say like a 3.6.
Oh, okay.
3.6 Wonder Woman bracelet things.
3.5 elephants. Yeah, 3.5 elephants. That's another thing I thought was really weird about it. There's this shot which is like one of the last shots. The family, it feels like there wasn't an end, because they got this ruling and it was great, and then that must have just been the middle of filming. But there's a point where they decide not to do an interview. They go to the zoo for the day instead, which they use as like an end, and it's a really nice thing. The last shot is like like a wistful shot at an elephant, and then back to Coy. Like there's some kind of hidden message there. When I watched it, I was like, elephants, little girls, elephants, nothing. Dumbo? No, that's not it. Also, Christian Scientist.
Oh yeah.
That is not something I knew existed. No. Terrifying. So, that's what we thought. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. We have been James and Beth. I don't think I said that at the beginning. I forgot. You can follow us on Twitter at LGBTQ_review, and like this video if you liked it, and hit subscribe to get all of our updates.